As a personal trainer, you've probably come across those clients that exercise regularly, eat very little, and still can't lose any weight. Well, in this video, we're going to show you why undereating can actually be counterproductive and sabotage your clients' weight loss efforts. What's up everybody, I'm Stefan from thefitnessboss.com, helping you take hold of those 156 hours that your clients try to undo when they're not training with you. We publish brand new videos every single week, so make sure to subscribe to our channel, and if you like this video, we'd greatly appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up and leave your comments below and let us know what you think. In today's video, we're going to talk about why undereating can actually be counterproductive for weight loss and sabotage your clients' efforts. We've all had that one client or those few clients that supposedly do everything right. They exercise regularly, they eat very little, and yet they still cannot lose any weight. Why is that? Well, for starters, you want to make sure that client genuinely is undereating. As we mentioned in past videos, a lot of people are mistakenly under the impression that they actually eat a lot less than they actually do. Now, generally, the people that do genuinely undereat, those are ones that are properly tracking their food intake and they're very meticulous with their food intake. And if you look at their total energy intake in comparison to what their predicted energy intake should be, they're eating drastically less, yet they're still not losing any weight. And they're wondering why they're not losing any weight and what's going on. Well, here's actually what's taking place. You got to keep in mind, with severe caloric restriction, there's going to be also a severe compensation in the person's metabolic rate. Now, generally, the reduction in metabolic rate is never great enough to completely close out the deficit. Okay, there's still going to be a small deficit, so undereating in and of itself cannot make a person gain body fat. Okay, a person cannot gain weight out of thin air. However, if someone's been chronically undereating, their metabolic rate is suppressed, the deficit has been closed in. Now, typically that compensation metabolic rate also comes with a host of negative metabolic adaptations, such as declining metabolic rate, but also cravings, low energy, things like that. So typically these people, at some point, whether intentionally or unintentionally, they're going to overeat. Now, what also happens is there's an increase with chronic caloric restriction, there's an increase in fat storage enzymes, okay? So the body is actually preparing, because the body senses that it's starving, it's preparing itself to store fat the minute excess food or more food becomes available. Now, at some point, whether intentionally or unintentionally, even these individuals who are super strict are going to overeat, okay? Because what we know from starvation studies, if you keep starving someone and you don't feed them, they keep losing weight, okay? The metabolic compensation is never great enough to completely close out the deficit or stop the person losing weight. However, most people that are not in that type of setting will at some point, like I said, either intentionally because they believe it's beneficial for their efforts, or unintentionally because they're just craving and ravenous, or due to social events or anything of that nature, they'll go off their diet and they'll binge. Well, during that binging period, when the metabolism is heavily suppressed, the fat burn or fat storage enzymes are upregulated, and all of a sudden you slam down a whole bunch of calories, the body's going to hold on to everything it can at that point in time, because the body thinks it's starving. So it wants to have that excess energy reserve available for next time that you go back into that deficit. Okay, and the biggest problem with that is acute increase in caloric intake has no impact on metabolic rate. So even if that person acutely increases their calories, even if metabolism increases slightly for that particular day, the very next day metabolism is going to plummet back down to nothing. So they've just taken all that excess food, their body has held on to the excess energy because it's holding on to those energy reserves, and metabolism still at the same point as it was the day before from the chronic periods of undereating. Okay, so it's not the actual undereating that causes these people to gain weight, but what it does is it ramps down metabolism, ramps up fat storage enzymes, and then when they do overeat at some point, the body will hold on to that excess energy. And that's why these people are continually running this pattern, and even though for the most part they're very strict, even though for the most part they are undereating, over every time they binge, basically reversing all of their efforts and just undoing everything they had done from the period prior. And that's why these people don't lose any weight. In the next video. If you like this video, make sure to click the like button and definitely subscribe to the Fitness Boss channel. We post new videos like this every week, providing you with tips and practical tools to get ahead with business building, client training, and social media. Today, we talked about how undereating increases cravings, lowers metabolic rate, and increases fat storage enzymes. So when your clients eventually end up binging, they're more likely to hold on to the extra fat. That's why we recommend using only a moderate calorie deficit instead of aggressive dieting. Now, if you have any questions or comments, make sure to leave a comment below, as we'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.